All right, we streaming Willie beaming. Come on now. Here we go. In today's video, we'll be playing some 1000 rated chess. Will we win? Will we lose? I don't know. All right, let's get right into it. Get a little rapid game going. All right. And 1b3 never hurt anybody.
Interesting.
A little Nimzovich Larson attack. So the idea is we're going to attack the center from the sides. And then we will eventually take in the center. We have to get our pawn up so we can get our bishop some scope. I'm expecting knight out. All right, so this is pretty usual opening. C4 is a move. C4 is definitely a move here. But I don't think we're ready for that technology yet. Actually, C4 looks real good. Because then I can put my knight behind the pawn. That's why I like C4. Just thinking the drawback. Actually, this would be amazing because if he comes down, I could just take with the bishop. Yeah, this is perfect. We can trade one of the two central pawns for a flank pawn. Okay, opponent pretty clever, but her knight might want to go there. So let's get our knight out. Which one is the question? Got to keep it principled here. And let's get a little tunage. Let's get a little tunage. Oh, there we go. Smooth. Smooth, smooth. All right, what's up with my audio? Here we go. Here we go. Now I can talk. So the opponent, we're into opening phases. They're not really threatening anything. Okay, they could take our pawn. That looks pretty good for us. Bishop's looking at the knight. That's the only reason I wouldn't want to block it. I could put another pawn in the center and get the knight out to d2 here. And I would still be defending the center. I suppose just bring my knight out nice and simple. And let's see what the opponent does. Okay, bishop out. I could get the queen to c2 with the intention to potentially attack the bishop. It doesn't really do anything. I feel like it just gets my queen off the starting square, and we start to put a little bit of pressure, I should say. Whereas if we move the knight, we don't have that option. So let me think here of another good move. So I'm looking at queen c2, knight c3, or just fianchetto to bishop. I don't really like fianchetto to bishop because we're looking at this pawn chain, which feels like it's going to be hard to get through. All right. So let's see here. I kind of like queen out. Let's just go queen out because then we have the option to have a little threat. I don't know if they're going to make this trade for the flank pawn. That's why I'm saying push. I'm not sure that's usually a move, but at least the opponent might feel a little pressure. They'll have to move their bishop twice into opening, and there's nowhere it can go. So it's going to have to go backwards. Let's do it. And then we'll put a pawn in the center, and look at this. Look at this. Connect 4, baby. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel invincible right now with this Connect 4. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He needs some milk!
No, I don't need any milk with this Connect 4. Alright. We could make a battery with the queen and bishop. It doesn't threaten anything, but it gets our bishop off the starting square, allows us to castle, put a bishop on a square with a lot of scope. That's why I like that move. Also, we need to get our knight out. And the advantage of getting the knight out is we still preserve. Maybe we want to castle queenside. Typically, it's recommended that the direction the pawn chain is facing in, you want to attack that way, so maybe it does make sense to do this push. The queenside push with the pawns.
I am not at all sure.
As I'm calculating here, I just don't see anything we can take advantage of tactically. Our opponent is super solid. Absolutely solid. Alright. Well, I like to get the bishop out, and I want to get the knight out to one of these two squares, most likely. Just trying to think of the maneuverability of the knight, right? So if I put the knight on either one of these squares, okay, yeah, I can push this pawn, but we lose our Connect 4. And I don't think we want to do that. With the bishop, actually the same thing. Maybe this does make sense to just put the bishop in the center. Yeah, let's put it in the center because it's facing the king. I mean, maybe there's an option to move the pawn and fianchetto the bishop, but I fail to see the point when the king's on the other side of the board and there's these light square pawns. Really, what we need to aim to do is get this dark bishop. If we get this dark square bishop, all these pawns in the light square will be blocking its own bishop in. It's going to make it way worse, inhibiting the bishop, dare I say. All right. So he's threatening our connect 4. That's a big threat. That's a big threat. I could simply move the pawn up and say, no matter what you do, I'm connecting these 4. And I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I mean, it doesn't really open anything up for us. Maybe in the future we can swing the bishop to that b3 square. So let's think here. If I move the knight, he's going to take the pawn, we retake the pawn, and then he's going to plant a beautiful piece here. Absolutely beautiful piece, because he's got 3 pieces hitting it. Our queen essentially does nothing. And so that being said, we're going to protect our connect 4, and I'm expecting him to undermine our defense right here.
Interesting. Oh no.
All right, so he put his bishop behind the 2 pawns. That's really good for us. That's really good for us. But that means, do I really want to castle into a bishop? I mean, it's not there yet. Let's go ahead and get the knight out. Well, where's the knight going, right? Where can I jump? Because if I come this way, I feel like I'm pretty much stuck. Unless, okay, maybe the intention is to push the pawn and then he takes, and that's not good for us. Maybe the knight comes around this way, and we put the knight where that pawn was on b3. It would be defended. It would kind of be looking at the middle. And then we still preserve our option to castle, even though castling queenside looks terrible. Probably want to castle kingside. If I put the knight out, then we can eventually push. It's just a question of what square? What square? Where does the knight want to go? I suppose we're going to keep it classic and go c3. We'll look after the game. But we were spending way too much time on that move. Really would love if he takes me here. Alright, I'm thinking castle, but now look at that. The queen's facing this way. The bishop's facing this way. Whereas if I castle this way, alright, yeah, I'm on the same file as the queen, but there's about 4 pieces in between us, and I'm sliding over. Maybe it's not necessary. I mean, maybe, simply king forward could be a maneuver here. Alright, so we got a couple ideas, right? We don't want to blow up the center until the king is castled. Let's just castle. We have 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes. Alright, that was a great castle, because now they're trying to blow up in the center. And usually you want to castle and then blow up in the center. Our connect 4 is threatened at every chain. I just don't see how we maintain it. We could slide the knight over, so now if he takes, I take back, but then he pushes forward. And that's the concern. So if I go forward, we run into a fork. We don't run into any. We don't want to run into any forks. Therefore, I'm thinking takes here is a better move. And the knight can come to d4. Let's go ahead and just do it. And big question, do we want to trade these 2 pieces? Well, let's think about it. What if we just planted our knight in here? What's the idea? What idea is how you're going to attack this knight. That's a pretty strong knight, if you ask me. It's hitting every single light square. Let's just do it. This is a strong knight. This knight's hitting all of these light squares. Are you kidding me? Protects the queen. Oh, classy. What? Did he just... Okay. He got rid of his knight that I thought wasn't terrible. We don't really have any weaknesses that I'm seeing. Could take here. No, not good. I wonder if going forward with the pawn here, b5. Well, so what's the idea of b5? I guess I just want to get a knight in closer, and I would actually be hitting the queen. If I go b5, he takes. And then I take, and he takes my knight. I take his bishop. He takes my pawn. I take his pawn. I actually kind of like that. Wait, why does that look fine for me? What is the drawback of going forward? This guy's got 9 minutes on the clock. Are they even thinking about their moves? He must be a quick thinker. Can't say the same for myself. All right. Let's go ahead and move this pawn. We're just going to blow up the queen side. We're going to attack on the queen side, get the rooks involved, slide over with the rooks. Oh, I see. I blundered this pawn. But, okay, we're going to continue our plan here, which was to take. Idea is trying to get rid of this bishop, and I think we will. We're going to have this central pawn to deal with. What is that? That's a blunder.
Emergency. User death imminent.
Well, now we got to be real careful. Let's try to win the game here.
Oh dear!
90 seconds, baby. 90 seconds! Let's do it! What's that? Did I just lose something? I lost a pawn that I said was undefended. Alright, let's put the rook out here because there's two bishops. We're probably going to sack the rook for a bishop. And, okay, I don't think that really does anything. So let's prepare the bishop sack. If you take my knight, I recapture a queen. We're going to take the bishop. We don't have time. We could. Oh, should I take this? No, don't do that. Alright, what does he threaten? What is opponent threatening? Always respect your opponent's threats. They're on a light square. If the knight's on a light square, it's hitting dark squares. So let's just go ahead and put the rook in front of one of these dark squares. I'm just going right up the middle. Oh my goodness, I just blundered that rook, but it's okay. It's a material. It's only 2 points of material loss, so really not terrible. And then let's attack the knight. Let's attack the knight. Idea is we're sacrificing the rook for the knight. I actually should have taken with the bishop. I think it's stronger. And then let's slide over in front of the king. This is real deadly. This is mate in one here.
Don't shoot! I'm with the science team!
Did they find it? I guess so. Let's just drop the rook back. Slide everything over. Alright, because we're going for checkmate, baby. This is real deadly. This is real deadly. Okay. Well, hey, same idea. We're just sliding in. Alright, we're sliding in is the idea. Oh!
Interesting.
What happened? I didn't respect the opponent. I got back raked. I didn't have a lump. I didn't have a lump.
Alert. Alert.
Alright, that was a big alert. A back rank mate after the opponent blundered a queen. Oh, we were playing beautifully. Oh, we were playing beautifully. It's like, I feel like there's not even anything to... I mean, you can analyze the beginning, I'm sure. You can really analyze the beginning. Oh my goodness. Did I just mess up my screen? Here, hopefully we got it back. Alright, let's go, baby. Oh man, we were crushing. It was this queen move was real bad, and he had the mate here. He had mate here. Opponent missed the mate. And all I had to do was move the pawn, and we salvaged this position. But sadly, we did not move the pawn. And we said, oh no, I'm gonna take a rook. No, I'm gonna get mated. That's what I'm gonna do.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Alright. We persevere. Let me just look at the opening real quick and see if there was any missed tactics according to the evaluation bar. Dead even up to this point. Dead even. The Connect 4 was beautiful. Computer loves it. They said, yeah, connect them 4 every day. Alright, and then we try to make our little threats. And here, yep, here's where we get the advantage. That was a good move. But, oh, so we were supposed to take the knight? Yeah, we were supposed to take the knight. I failed to see the idea. I mean, I suppose you could bring the knight in because it's hitting the queen. The bishop is hitting the queen with a discovered attack. Bring the knight in with the intention of putting a knight on a crazy square. Is that what the engine wants? I'm curious. Yeah, that's exactly what the engine wants. That's funny. If the queen takes, it's plus 3.5 for white. Alright. So yeah, you probably just got to retreat the queen. Yeah, you literally have to retreat the queen, and then we get to the square. Nope, that makes it a draw again. So I'm assuming we take, because now we can come this way. Yes, computer prefers this. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we missed that little tactical idea there. We really wanted our knight on this square, but you know what's funny? Getting our knight on this d4 actually was so beneficial for us because they blundered their queen. So, you know, Stockfish has some good ideas, but I think Stockfish isn't 1,000 rated if I had to guess. And then, yeah, we tried, let's trade everything off, Computer loves it, we're moving, we're cruising for a bruising, really, because the train's coming. We can't hear it, but the train sirens are coming. Nope, he could have had it right there. He missed it. He could have had it right here. He missed it. And finally, He Hanasate us. And what can you do?
Major fracture detected.
Alright, we persevere. We persevere. New game. I'm pretty happy with how we played that, actually. Alright. So let's do... So we have two options, right? We could do the Sicilian shenanigans. We could do the Philidor variation, Black Lion variation of the Philidor defense shenanigans. Or, let's just do the Sicilian, because I've already wasted 15 seconds. I was going to say just wing it. Just wing it. But some of these guys have some tricks. And I'm not trying to lose in 10 moves. I'd rather lose in 11. Alright. So we're going to play the Nydorf Sicilian, where you usually just keep everything solid. Because as black, that's what you're trying to do. You have to equalize the position before you start attacking. You can't just throw your pieces up there. So how do we want to do this? If I come forward, he can't move the pawn here. Let's just go ahead and get d6 in, just so if any shenanigans, we just take. Next idea is to get the knight out. Get the knight out. I'm expecting his knight to come out. Bishop. Okay, you don't see that every day. Is there? Am I supposed to be doing something clever here? Hold on now. You don't see the bishop every day. So can I move my knight in? Is there some kind of combination where we can have the queen looking at this f2 square and we could get some kind of knight also looking at the f2 square? Probably not. He's just got too much defense on the pawn. I'm going to go e5. Oftentimes you want to go just e6, keep everything tight, but because they don't have this little bishop check, I think oftentimes e5 is just fine to play. We'll find out.
Don't be ridiculous.
Okay, so they're doing some odd shenanigans. The knight doesn't usually come here that I see. I wonder how cheeky this is. I move my knight to d4 with the intention of if you take me, I get another central pawn. I have two central pawns. Well, technically I have three central pawns to your two central pawns. Alright. What other ideas do we have here? Get the bishops out to the center. I mean, is there an advantage to fianchettoing our bishop? Potentially, but we've kind of blocked it in, right? Because we hit that e6. So because we blocked it in, maybe it does make more sense to put it in the middle, where it often goes to, and then prepares to push this pawn. Let's just get the bishop out in case you want to get d5 in.
Interesting.
Alright. If I go forward and you take, you would lose a central pawn. I'm not sure that helps me. Yeah, I can't say I see this very often. Let's just go ahead and put the knight in so we don't get too short on time. But we should be thinking. I think the opening is where you have to think the most, because if you make an opening mistake in the opening, it's very hard to recover oftentimes. So you don't want to take the opening lightly. This guy's used a minute. Now opponent retreats. Maybe intention is to take me, and I take back, and then they can move their knight out. Let's just play a little cheeky a6 in case that happens, so they don't have the option of that knight move. So now if you take me, you may have to put your knight on the corner, whereas if I failed to move a6, you could have just put your knight right here, and we wouldn't have to worry about that threat. Alright. Fair enough.
Where the whispers play, the walls hold secrets.
Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that!
Betray.
I was fumbling around with the keys. I gave him the square. I was trying not to give him. What am I doing? This is terrible. This is terrible. Alright, what did... I mean, oh my goodness, this is not... I gave his knight the square. I didn't want to give it. Goodness gracious. What is it, amateur hour out here? So I guess if I take... He could take with the queen. Then is there an advantage to putting the queen on e2? Because if he takes with the knight, that's actually preferable to me. Often they say to take is a mistake. You need a reason to take. Well, my reason to take is I don't want your knight coming into this b5 square, and it's just putting pressure on all my position. Because foolishly, I moved my a6 pawn. Alright, so maybe just castles. Maybe castles, we don't deal with the shenanigans. I mean, their bishops are looking the wrong way. So let's castle with that in mind. We're just going to give them the square. I don't even know if they want the square. But I'm expecting bishop takes, I recapture, knight comes here. What? King? King to what? So he's trying to like slide the rook over. I couldn't even tell you what's going on right now. Is there like a cheeky sacrifice where I move the knight and then the bishop comes in? I really would like to get my knight involved into the game. It feels like it's not doing much. Let's see. I'm trying to think if this is clever, right? We move our queen forward. The whole intention is we're going to take this pawn. Before we take this pawn, we're going to plant our knight on f3. So the opponent's going to say, I need to take that knight. That's a strong knight. And then we get to take the pawn with our bishop, opening up their king. And then we figure out how to swing a rook. Oh, look at this rook swing. Oh my goodness, look at this rook. Let's do it. So this is our plan. This is our plan. And we need to figure out the opponent's plan so we can stop it as we execute our own. Alright? So the plan is, what is that? Oh, they stopped it, right? Because if I put the knight in, now they can take with the rook. They don't have to take with the bishop anymore. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Could I sacrifice? I kind of want him to take me so I can take this way. That way, when the rook swing is actually a better threat. Alright, so let's think about this. If I come this way with check, you take me. I take back. We have the double attack on the knight, and then we just have to worry about this knight. Can we remove the guard, right? Can we remove the guard? Let's consider the sacrifice here. Alright, knight g4. Pawn takes, bishop recaptures. So now we have a bishop on g4. Pinning the knight to the queen, so they're probably going to move their queen out of that pin. No, they can't. They would have to move it forward. Wherever they move the queen, it has to maintain defense of the knight. So hold on. It feels like something's exploitable here. And just the same, this is like a really juicy diagonal. If we can get rid of the light squared bishop. I fail to see a way to get rid of that light squared bishop is the issue. If I sack the bishop, you take, that would be terrible, surely. Yeah, I don't have this check. I didn't expect that pawn forward. I thought I had the check. Because, see, they slid the king over, so I was thinking, oh, they're going to move the rook here. But they said, no, we're going to move the pawn. So I don't even get it. If I take, you recapture with bishop. I want my central pawn. I want him to take me so I can recapture with the pawn and we can queue up a rook lift. How else do I get to the king? You have to get to the king. You know, we may have to counter-strike the center. If I counter-strike the center, you take. Then I can't recapture. Yeah, that wouldn't be good for us. Well, I could capture, they could attack us, then we could go for the center and say, we don't need the center. Because we're trying to get our queen to a better diagonal. Yeah, this is tough. Hold on now. This feels like one of those positions, you make a wrong move, you're going to get crushed. I've been there, done that. Alright. I'm having trouble here. Having a little bit of trouble here, coming up with the maneuver. Well, we could still take, and then the queen comes out, but yeah, what's the purpose? Come forward, you capture. And where am I putting the knight? if I take, the knight leaves the fence of this square. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
This is my autumn smoke serenade.
I'm not sure how to proceed. Should we just go with the knight sacrifice? The knight check takes. Bishop takes. How are we sliding up? See, because it's blocking my pawn. I need this pawn gone too, because I want to slide my rook and over, up and over. Let's see, we're losing a lot of time here. Opponents used 1 minute and 45 seconds. I don't even know how people move that quick and they know what's going on. All right.
Shadows dance in my
I am not at all sure.
I'm thinking this is tough.
another lonely night, it's true.
Alright, we take it. I don't see it. Alright, let's just go for the sacrifice. I don't see anything. It looks like we're gonna lose on time, to be honest. Maybe I should have done the sacrifice a turn before, I'm sure of it. Yeah, you have to take. I mean, you have to take.
Lantern light, take me home, never
Enemy engaged.
I mean, why would you even move your king? That's what I'm saying. You gotta think about that one. Like, I don't know.
soft and low.
Alright, maybe queen slides around, but we really want the rook slide, right? We really, really want the rook slide. If I take... Okay, never mind. Can't take knight that way. Which pawn to take with?
Left his cold
Do we want to open up the E file or the C file?
oh, that
Yeah.
lantern light, slow blues, it
I could
just
not
sings
tell you,
away my blues.
but I'm expecting a recapture this way.
Lantern
What?
light, take
Knight
me
jumps in. I
home,
see that every day.
never leave me all
Alright.
alone. Maybe
Should
tomorrow
we
the
start
sun
striking?
will shine.
Takes. We need to get rid of the defense around the king. Let's just move our pawn up. No purpose to this move. Just, I mean, at least we're starting to get close to threatening the king. And maybe we come forward, we get rid of this pawn. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you. Got 30 seconds.
Are you sure this is the right way?
So he's trying to trade. Maybe to... Here, we're gonna move to act like we're recapturing with the queen, but really we're recapturing with the pawn to slide the queen over. So we're trying to slide the queen over, and now this pawn is a little bit threatening. Much better than it was back on h7, if you ask me. We'll take progress. Is it meaningful? Be determined. Alright, so I come this way. He'll move over to the light squares. Let's move our rook over so we can start threatening the king in a couple different ways. And I think I double my rooks here. Just double my rooks here, call it a day. Probably almost, I have 5 seconds, so pretty much whatever the opponent does. It's like pre-move. Pre-move, hope for the best. Alright, let's go for that maneuver. Double the rook with the intention to get here on the C file. And then combine that with the queen. Alright, en passant. Oh, okay, and then we'll lose.
Emergency. User dead.
Yeah, I was going to move the queen here, so it was a blunder anyways. Yeah, let's see what happened. Was there something to open? This is like the weirdest player I've ever played. Because, like, what is this? I'd never see this. I can almost promise you, I'll look at my game database. There ain't going to be a single game where someone moved G3 and H3. I mean, that's crazy. Doesn't even make no sense. Alright, so we got to this equal position. Alright, and here's where we made the, where we blundered. So we were fine, yeah. We played a perfect game, and we didn't see a way forward. And we spent 4 minutes and 30 seconds on a knight sacrifice that lost all of our advantage. So that's not smart. But we had no time, right? We had to do something. And this just didn't make us threat. Alright, let me see. Let's see the game review. Let's see if I played a good game. Alright, was it one mistake? Yeah, one mistake. One mistake. 5. What about the rest of them? Look, you're not going to beat an opponent that doesn't make a single mistake. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. This was my issue. I was so disappointed that we did this.
Oh dear!
Because it was total accidental, total mistake. And then it's like, okay, let's just blunder tonight. Let's blunder tonight after 13 perfect moves. What did the engine want? It doesn't even tell me. I don't know what the engine wanted. Let's see here. The best move. The best move was a bishop sacrifice.
Interesting.
The best move was a bishop sacrifice. So we knew the square, but we weren't aware that the bishop had to prepare to take the square. Alright, now we know. Wow. Best move was a bishop sacrifice. Wow. Are you kidding me? And we went with the knight. You know, we said that we don't want the best move. We want a blunder. Wow, that's genius. Because if you take, we get the check, right? But then I didn't see the way forward. How do we? So you can't even go back. Wait, hold on. Why? If you go back, because we're gonna pull the queen around. No. So why can't you go back there? Why can you not go back there? I do not understand. On up with the intention of a rook lift? No, Stockfish says that's a bad idea. That's a losing idea. Just take the bishop? That's okay. Well, just take the bishop. Yeah, crazy tactic, right? Absolutely nuts tactic. I wonder, what would they have done? What would they have done if I did this? Just cut off the queen? Okay, so that makes sense. You cut off the queen. But then do I double sacrifice? No, because the rook takes. It's not even that bad, is the funny thing. It's only mistakes, not even a blunder. Yeah, this would be a messy position. We were getting into some awkwardness. Alright, sorry for my uncouthness. I need a little coofy. It's been a long night. It's been a long night. Alright. New 10 minutes. Let's wake up the brain. This is a good match. Alright, let's play this principled 1b3. You know how we do. Attack the middle from the sides. Now let's just go ahead and do it. Alright, classic move. Hey, I don't know what this guy's doing. We're just going to take the center. I mean, hey, you don't want the center? Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. This is a fine trade as a central pawn for a central pawn, but we do give his knight a little development, so let's be careful. I'm thinking bishop out. The reason I'm thinking bishop out, right, is because we can't move our knight to c3. It would block our pawn, so now we couldn't recapture with the bishop. If I move this knight out, he simply comes down, and it's really fine for us, but why engage in all that? Another option, knight to d2 with the intention of pushing e4. That's why I love this opening, the Dimsevich-Larsen opening, 1b3. It's just so flexible. There's so many things we can do here in the opening. We could do c4. I can promise you c4 is a move. c4. c4 is interesting, right? They may try to push their pawn. I wouldn't mind that. c4, you push your pawn, we get our knight out. Alright, I'm just going to get a knight out because it's a very principled move, and d2 over c3 because, as aforementioned, see, we didn't block the bishop, so now we can recapture with the bishop. And get our other knight out, and he doesn't have the option to kick it so easily. How about that? How's about that? And you come in the center, we trade these. And then we'll have to deal with that. I'm thinking retreat the bishop, and the reason being, if he tries to move his knight in the center to engage in these tradesies where he's hitting our knight, we hop into where the bishop formerly was on d4. Yes, I'm moving the opening piece twice. That's the only reason I'm considering other moves, but I think it is extremely logical for our position to come backwards and maintain this threat, right? It's a sniper bishop. Once you got the bishop in the corner, it's just sometimes people can forget about it, and that's a part of the game. But let's get a bishop out. We're threatening the castle. That's a big threat right there. Okay. And we're probably not going to castle. We may not need to. We may pop the king up. We may castle queenside. The world is our oyster. Wouldn't it just be fun to torpedo? Oh my. Darn coffee bean. Alright. Torpedo the bishop. That was like a sign. That was a sign for the chess guys. They said no. Do not torpedo your bishop, sir. Torpedo the bishop for the knight. Alright. We could have this juicy c4 move and trade a central pawn for a flank pawn. I love it. And you don't have a push. You don't have a push. Ah, okay. Extremely powerful opponent. To resist the urge to take this and open our bishop, this guy's no joke. So let's take him serious. Let's take him serious now.
Oh dear!
Alright.
Alert.
I'm on alert. If I torpedo the bishop, I can push my pawn, take my pawn. We can put a knight in the center. The only reason I'm not going to do that is because the king's in the center, so I'm going to castle the king, and that prepares me to blow open the center and start the attack. So let's beat him to the center. Oh, we forgot to torpedo the bishop, eh? Alright, so they'll open our light square bishop. I don't mind that one little bit. And hey, maybe the bishop comes back. Maybe queen comes to c2 with the idea go to c3. We could push pawn forward, putting a threat on the knight. But it's a single move threat. We just put a threat on the knight, it moves away, and we do nothing essentially from this. Could take this knight and then bring his queen out. That looks terrible. Surely. Let's get our queen out, connect the rooks, principal chess.
Interesting.
It's a chess principle. You connect their rooks. They're stronger when they communicate with each other. Alright, king slides over. I'm not going to act like I know the purpose. I suppose they're preparing at some point to push this pawn because the pawn was pinned where the knight to ever move. So potentially that's our opponent's idea. Alright. I move my queen up. We're creating a battery now, which is stopped by the knight. Let's say I move my queen up. They got to get their bishop out to somewhere. We take the knight? No. We move, push the pawn. Alright, queen up, bishop comes out, push the pawn. And then the knight can come into this square. No, it can't because of our d2 move earlier. I love it. Let's do it. And we're probably going to lose this bishop anyways. But recapture with the queen so we preserve the defense. Knights defend each other, pawns defend. Okay. So now if I come forward, his knight takes. No, that's terrible for him. So I'm thinking we continue the plan. We continue the plan, and we may even have a push where we can insert a bishop. But the only question is, let's get the rook involved. Let's get the rook involved, and then let's push the pawn. And I'm making it pretty obvious. This is what I want to do, right? I'm saying, hey, I'm making this pawn more powerful. I'm going to push it forward. You're going to have to figure out how to stop it. Why is he walking into a fork? Do I not know math? I come this way, he takes, I take, he takes, I take back. I mean, I think this is a fork. I could be mistaken. This looks like we're going to come up a piece. Oh, clever. Clever, clever. Clever, clever. I'm guessing rook wants to come into here for the easy double. What's that? I think we are coming up a piece here. So, trade benefits us. A trade benefits us. The queen will come out. Is the queen more powerful on the F square or on the C7 square? F6 or C7? Where do we want the queen? I want the queen where it is, on the starting square. And I love how they moved the bishop back, so we don't have to worry about that. We would lose our powerful dark square bishop, though. That is very imposing. Very, very imposing. But you're up a piece you want to trade down. And we have enough pieces to generate an attack. Maybe simply knight up. Because now we're forcing the issue, right? So knight up. You may attack me, though. So if you takes with queen. No, you can't take with queen. If I move my knight up, you have to. Yeah, this is going to force the issue. What are you going to do about this? I move my knight up. 100% they're taking. 100%. So the question is, do we want to recapture with the knight or the rook? No, we won't have the rook because our knight is going to block it. So knight comes up. You take us. Yeah, this is tough. I'm telling you. This is a winning position for us. Or we just take the bishop, queen comes out, life goes on. Let's do it. Let's just make it simpler. And let's see if we can force the issue this way nonetheless. They don't have the pin because our rook's defended. But we want to look. Let's not get checkmated like last time. Let's trade it. He's going to take a queen. I'm just going to take back. Yeah, okay. So now we want to get our queen into the game. Queen into the game. Oh my goodness. Look at this rook slide. Look at that rook slide. So rook could come this way. Bishop drops back. Oh. I'm thinking just knight out. How do you exploit this? Because this pawn is pinned. And really we should be thinking, how can we attack this pawn? I fail to see it. Let's get the queen under attack and force the issue with the queen, and then we need to make a look for our king. Let's make a look for our king. 2.5 minutes. Oh, we had the pawn with check. What is it, amateur hour? What is it, amateur hour out here? Luckily, there's no defense to the pawn. You can't come anywhere. So we're gonna take this pawn with check. Yes. Maybe drop the bishop back. Oh, this check is devastating. Oh my goodness, this is devastating. Alright. Prepare the rook lift. Which rook are we lifting is the question. I suppose the e-rook. Because at least we're looking at the bishop, right? So this rook is doing a little more than this rook, which is just looking at a whole open file. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now we got the crisscross applesauce. This move's an ender. Rook over, bishop finisher.
Major fracture detected.
He needs some milk.
Nope. We test the chat right here while our opponent thinks, but I think we have some very, very deadly threats. Right, let me see if this chat works. Oh no, it didn't work. Okay, well, it was my own fault, really. I was going to test the speaker bot. Okay, so he moved the pawn up, so I'm thinking just the check. Oh no, so right, check, bishop takes. Check, bishop takes. But if we take his bishop, then the queen comes out. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. We don't have that move. We're in a winning position here. Alright. Rook takes bishop, queen takes rook, slides over with check. King has to go to the only square. I'm thinking, let's just take this pawn with the queen so we can get the knight in. This may be a smoother checkmate. And the queen stops the king from escaping. If he tries to move the rook away, we bring the knight in, and we're threatening checkmate right here on h7. So that's the idea. Oh, we could be cheeky and take the bishop just for the idea of the rook. That's the same. Say right. That's the same idea. Take the bishop. Queen takes here. All right. So take the bishop, and this is probably simpler. And luckily, look, queen's looking back this way. So you take, I check, you have to give up the queen. Yeah, this probably was not simpler. So because it was not simpler, let's threaten a checkmate, as we said earlier, on h7. Guys, we gotta get it. We gotta eke out a W. 1 minute here. That's why you use up your time. You may be thinking, oh, I'm nervous, I don't have a lot of time. I highly recommend to play Blitz. Blitz chess will make you a quicker chess player. It may not make you better calculator, better at openings. Blitz chess gonna make you a quicker chess player. Alright, what is this? I didn't expect that maneuver. I didn't even know that was a maneuver. There's not really time for me to calculate. Yeah, we might have blown this. We might have blown this. May have blown a beautiful lead we had. We do still have this move though. So pawn takes check. No, pawn takes you gotta take with the rook. Check, king takes. Hold on now. There's something here. I'm confident. Let's check him this way, because look at that. Look how restrictive that is. Then maybe you have to block. Then we take with the knight. So that way we have a discovered check. Alright. Here comes down. How is this not checkmate? Queen here is next. That could be checkmate actually. This isn't checkmate! You got me messed up, man. Alright, 20 seconds. Goodness gracious. That pawn is an issue. That pawn was a big issue.
Under sapphire skies where the moonlight clings.
Alright, but I think we have enough pawn. We just race them. We just win.
Doing their thing. A trumpet calls the
That's funny. It's protected. Hey, so that's lucky for us. The pawn was protected the whole time.
Rhythm flies, oh the sapphire swing, where the night takes flight, where the music
What?
Major fracture detected.
Grab your partner, spin them
Oh my goodness.
feel the joy.
That was a stalemate. That was a stalemate. I should have marched the pawn to victory. Not sure what happened there. Not sure at all. Let's briefly look here at the opening. We played it perfectly, right? Stockfish loves it. Dead draw. They're like, yep, you didn't blunder the game away in the first 10 moves. We appreciate you for that. I appreciate you, Stockfish. Alright, everything's fine up to this moment. Actually, we have a +1 advantage now. So that rook maneuver was the correct move, which I thought maybe we push the pawn here. Still +1 advantage. Either one is an advantage, but you know, because we delayed, they walked right into the fork because they delayed. And then it was a good move. The knight play was a good move, but it was a losing move. When I say good, I mean creative. And here, yeah, you needed that check, right? We had mate in 13, mate in 11. All right, now there's mate in 6, mate in 3. So there's mate in 3 here, and we saw it, right? You come here. What do you do about that? Mate in 2. No, that wasn't it. It was this. No. So where's the mate? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Alright, so instead we give up the game. We still have an advantage. We still have an advantage. Mate in 2. Mate in 2 once more. And I felt like, yeah, I felt like this was mate. Right here. I was like, that's checkmate. It's a mate in 3. So let's go back to the mate in 2. Computer thinks there's a mate in 2 here. So I suppose, oh my goodness, because you have to retake with the queen. You have to retake with the queen. It's forced. Oh, it's forced. It is forced. All right, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Brilliant! Brilliant! We had a brilliant! All right. Continue. do we do here? They didn't quite get d4 in, so let's just play the Dutch. I don't even know what they're doing, so let's play an opening where I don't really know what I'm doing. Right? I think usually they move the pawn 2 spaces. This guy might be playing what's called a hippo. I guess they're playing the hippo. Oh no, this was terrible. Now, oh, we have to fianchetto our bishop. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it worked out. It worked out. So we have a couple ideas, right? We could move our pawns to the dark squares, or we can move our pawn to the light square. What are the pros and cons, right? So if I move the E pawn, we open up our dark square bishop. We don't necessarily want to fianchetto our dark square bishop, even though that's usually what happens in the Dutch, is because why am I trying to look at this rook? I want my bishop looking at the king. I don't want it looking at the rook. Okay. With that being said, let's go for the light square shenanigans. Let's just defend up our light squares. Our bishop's not going to be very strong. Where is his knight threatening to come to? Alright, let's just stop these shenanigans. A6. No knight shenanigans. How about this bishop move? And I don't even move my D pawn from the starting square. Don't even move my D pawn. I'm thinking about it. But then we can't block up the middle here. Alright, let's put the pawn up first. We get the light square, and then we'll put the bishop out. Probably castle the king this way. Castle king queen side. Could begin an attack as well. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Let's get the bishop out with the idea of getting the knight to the center so we can attack with these pawns. See, how's that for a plan? Knight to the center to open the bishop, so when we attack with the pawn, he can't recapture it. Beautiful. And he's blocking his own bishop here. So by putting the knight here, we further help block the bishop because we can put a pawn on the square. So I think this is a very fair looking move here. And we can still castle. Look, we can still castle either way, king side or queen side. Please take me. I will probably put the F pawn and then castle queen side. Or king side, I should say. Alright, so opponent wants to attack us on the king side, so probably don't want to castle into a pawn storm. Probably. Could take the knight, queen comes out. Are we worried about that? We could sack the knight for 2 pawns, and then we castle this way. You have no attack anymore with the pawns, at least. I don't think that's terrible. I think it's not recommended, but I don't think it's terrible. And we would pin the knight. Hold on now. We would pin the knight. We take, you recapture, I pin your knight. So maybe you try to escape the pin, and you probably get out of it. They probably get out of the pin. Hold on. Let's see. We get 2 pawns for the knight in a pin. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. So the bishop's going to defend somehow. I don't know which way. Maybe he would defend this way. If the bishop defends on b2, I do not want to castle into a bishop on b2. If the bishop comes to d2, I think we make the trade, we castle queenside, and that's not terrible. We still have the little rook idea here if it's ever available in the future. You know, our pawn's a little forward. We can start threatening their position. I'm thinking this knight sacrifice. What are we thinking? Alright, let's do it. Knight sacrifice. We're going to pin the piece. 3 minutes down on the clock. But we're ready for this pin. Bishop comes out. We trade everything. We castle. Queenside. Life goes on. I mean, they have no attack. They have no attack over here. So we could easily castle kingside. Maybe we should castle kingside and do a pawn storm. Maybe we should. So if I move the queen, you take my knight. I take your knight. You get your knight in the center. That's a strong knight. I think this knight's coming to the center no matter what I do, is the issue. Could move the pawn forward, just so if you take my knight, my bishop's actually defended. Are we worried about that? Probably trade everything here. We wanted to trade everything. But I'm thinking we start with the knight. Knight takes bishop, so we preserve the pin here. Let's preserve the pin. Let's see. Can we swing the queen over in 2 moves? King comes up. Bishop gets attacked. Defend the bishop. Moves the queen out of the pin. Oh, and then we have this cheeky maneuver. I actually love this. Alright, so the idea is we're swinging our queen over. If he puts a threat on our bishop... Well, let's switch. So you got the double attack here on the knight. He's got the one defender. So, but they can move the knight. They can move the knight now. It's the issue. Okay, we failed. We failed with the pin. Now, big question. Castle left or right? Or neither? I don't know, so I'm going to do a waiting move. Pawn here, see what the opponent does. And we still, remember we talked about this. Bishop's coming out. And we talked about this knight as well. Extremely powerful knight. So I'm just going to move the queen 1 over. So we're still looking at the bishop, even though it's defended. And our idea is bishop to a6. Bishop a6, hitting 3 pieces at once.
I am not at all sure.
And how are you defending that knight, Mr. Man? So we're gonna attack the queen here. We're gonna attack the queen here. I think very close to a bishop trap. Very, very close to a bishop trap. But see, if we attack the knight, we plant our bishop on this square. The question is, what next? Right? The question is, what next? Take the knight, queen comes out. He's trying to trap us. Let's just take the knight because it's taken away. Wait, what's happening? Okay, it wouldn't move. So we're taking away his idea here to move this pawn, and we could just attack the rook. Are we castling? To be determined. I really like this c5 move to open the center. Our king is in the center is the only issue. Let's get our king out the center and prepare c5. I'm going to move my rook up with the idea to harass his queen. I don't know what the opponent is threatening here. I mean, I couldn't even guess. I don't even know. I couldn't even guess what they're threatening. To me, it looks like absolutely nothing, but you know, it looked like nothing before, and they still got me. So be careful with these guys. So, like I said, harass the queen. Say, I don't know what your queen's doing, but it's getting out of the camp. Let's see where the queen goes, because if queen goes to a dark square, we have this e7 with our queen, with the idea of trading off. And I just love this bishop. We don't want to lose this bishop. It feels very strong. All right, so as we said, let's come this way. Idea to trade the queen. Can't move the rook to g7. It would be a blunder. Knight would capture, and our position would be atrocious. Dare I say disgusting. Alrighty then. Bishop could come here and make a one-move threat that ultimately is meaningless, but hey, we move the rooks around. Not sure if that helps us. I'd say it doesn't help us at all. Okay. Should we continue with our idea? Let's do it. Let's just blow open the center. And either way, right, we're going to trade... Oh, this pawn is defending the knight. We can move our pawn. Okay. Well, maybe I blundered, but we're just going to take the pawn. I think it's better to take the pawn. The question is, do we take this pawn? I'm guessing we do. I'm guessing we take this pawn because the next one comes with check. And then so he'll recapture. We take if he captures our pawn, easy checks. And then we trade the rooks, and I think we're down like a pawn or two. Yeah, so now he can't take that way. We have to take with the queen this way. If he moves his rook, he's going to double attack this pawn. So a little annoying, but we're going to attack his knight. We're going to attack his knight. So I'm expecting a rook move. I'm expecting a rook move, and we said we're going to attack the knight. But hold on now. We got to attack it a different way. Alright, let's go this way. Let's go this way. You can't take me or I'll take you, and your pawns look as ugly as mine. So I think he's going to want to trade. And then he's going to get this 7th rank, which is not good for us. That is not good for us. But we persevere. We persevere.
Street lights bleed a hazy glow.
Don't be ridiculous.
All right, we'll take back. We saw that. And now the question is, what is this rook doing over there? So let's go this way. And look, the rook has to defend this pawn. This pawn at the base of my pawn chain is everything. Oh, this is checkmate. Goodness gracious, that was checkmate. This was checkmate. Oh my goodness. He missed checkmate. He missed checkmate. Let's not lose the game because of that. Now I can come down, but I'm still gonna lose this pawn. Maybe I should come up this way. All right, let's go this way. Let's get the king in the game. Let's get the king in the game, baby. Watch out for forks. If my king goes to a dark square, he is at a potential to get forked. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Oh no! As soon as I said that, he missed the fork. All right, take the knight. He just gave us a chance. I don't know what's going on here. We just got a chance. But this pawn must be protected at all costs. Alright, let's transport these two guys to victory. Do we want to trade this pawn? So how do we march these to victory? We may have to go backwards to go forward. It's like Dolly Parton said, 1 step forward and 2 steps back. This kind of dance can never last. Mississippi woman, Louisiana man, we get together every time we can. Mississippi River can't keep us apart because there's too much love in a Louisiana heart. Okay, marching. Got a check here. Let's come around this way. Maybe we check the king. Maybe we push our pawn. Alright, so we have to be careful. If we come forward, we will lose the pawn. But we will defend this pawn. Actually, cheeky maneuver right here. You can't take, so let's just go forward. We have a minute left. Oh, he's going to take my pawn. Well, clever guy. I'm going to take his pawn. He recaptures, I capture with check. But you can't take me because your bishop hangs. We have a little, hey, we got an idea. You gotta have at least one idea to win the game. If you have no ideas, I don't think you can even win a game of chess. I'm gonna be honest. Here's my idea. It's like, I have an idea. I'm gonna take this guy's piece with my piece. That's an idea right there. You take, I take. That's my idea. You don't take, I still take, because it comes with check at the end of this and defends my pawn and hits the bishop. Oh, clever, clever. Clever, clever. Alright, opponent's too good for me. Let's attack the rook. Depending where he moves it, we have this check. Gotta defend our pawn. We also... Oh, this is a beautiful move. If he makes a mistake... D2. Deadly. We need a miracle. What? What? I didn't think we'd actually get the miracle. What? Oh, black is winning. -10. I didn't feel like it was -10 to me. But we're like absolutely dominating. I didn't think we were dominating. So he felt like, oh, this pawn, it was such a threat. We had an idea. It doesn't even make sense. Why would you resign here? I didn't even think I was winning. You have the 2 pieces. If I even threaten anything, is he like stuck? Is that the issue? Like if he comes forward, then we trade the forced trade of the rooks and I march the pawn to victory? I mean, I just don't see the idea. If he comes forward, we have the check to get the bishop. Alright, so let's just play it out, right? So let's say he went back. I said, okay, I got the check, but I can't take the bishop. I can take the bishop because his rook hangs. His rook hangs. I mean, can I guarantee I would have seen that? No. Is there a chance? Yes. The likelihood? I couldn't even tell you the percentage. That's a coin flip. Oh, but we knew we were making some threats. Down 5 minutes on the clock. And we were ready to rock. I didn't see that the rook hung at the end of the line. Oh, that was genius. I don't know why he moved his rook away. I guess he had to because we attacked it with the pawn with our idea. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's do a blitz. Let's do a blitz. And call it a day. Appreciate everyone making it out. Hope you have a beautiful, lovely evening. Alright. And just for you guys, 1d4. 1d4. Keep it classy. And we sack the pawn. I see this move a lot. I never understand this. Alright, I'm about to just take this pawn, honestly. I could push by, but look, you don't take the pawn. The whole point is I'm trying to play the Catalan. You need to take my... I've seen this before, and I just don't understand it. Are like people telling you in videos, move your bishop out and trade it for the knight? Because I was always led to believe that was not good. Alright, and our rook is super vulnerable in the corner here, so let's just get our bishop out. Get the knight out. Protect the pawn in the center. I mean, hey, maybe we have e4. Maybe if we want it, we have e4. E4 right now. E4 right now stops the knight. E4 stops the knight. I'm an E3 guy. I'm an E3 guy, right? But E4 keeps our bishop open, stops the knight. We're going to have to castle quick, though. We're going to have to get the knight out castle next 2 moves. Knight out castle. No joke. If the opponent makes some kind of threat, and then we always consider the opponent's ideas. Looks like they want to fianchetto the bishop. You know, maybe we'll even end up pushing this pawn further. Alright, castles we said. Let's just defend the pawn this way with the bishop on c3. That way the bishop is facing the direction of the king. And the queen probably is going to jump back down to c2. What is the opponent threatening here? Gotta watch your opponent's threats. If they come down, I'm not sure because I don't want to take a central pawn with a flank pawn. If they come down, I'm thinking, let's just put the rook in front of the queen. I don't know what these guys are doing. You're being weird. Is this pawn going to fall? No, because we just defended it with the rook. So let's come this way, put a little pin accent on the knight, say, oh, this opponent knows what's going on here. We got a couple options. Retreat, preserve the bishop, come forward, and most likely get the trade. I'm thinking get the trade open the center, just because we're looking at the queen. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go forward. Since taking here is going to give us a tempo, well, okay, you get your queen out. Where do you want your queen to go? Oh, sorry. I don't know what button I keep hitting that like scrolls down. I'd disable my scroll wheel if I could. Alright. So queen comes out. Would be nice to just plant a rook in there. Not sure how that's able to be accomplished. Okay, so what do we want? What do we want out of this position? We want to checkmate the king. How can we checkmate the king? You can slide the rook over. Well, we have 40 seconds. Let's just go. Double the rooks. Double the rooks never hurt. Rook's protected by the queen. That's why I moved it here. We're keeping the defense tight. No mistakes. Last game, let's win it.
Interesting.
Double the rooks, get to the 7th file is the goal. You come down, we trade. You come down, we trade. The bishop is here peeking at this pawn, so don't forget that. You could just move forward. Alright, where's the knight going? Let's hop in with our plan. We wanted to get to the 7th rank. Knight's going to have to move somewhere. It's undefended. And not a lot of desirable squares. Dare I say the king's on one square. This would be the starting square. The pawns are forward. If you come forward, I take it. That was like probably the only defense I'm thinking. Alright, maybe rook down and then we get the double up on the bubble up. Rook down. Or queen comes closer. Queen comes closer to threatening something. Let's do the bubble up. I don't see any checks, so we're going to double up on the bubble up. I'm expecting the opponent to try to trade rooks. That's what I would do if it makes sense. Right, we'll lock this down. So you're not coming back here, buddy boy. We're putting our rook on the 7th rank, and then we're going to try to move in tandem with the queen somehow. To be determined. Alright, there they wanted to trade the rooks, so there we go. 10 seconds left. We gotta get in here. We have to get in here. Come on. Come on! We got this. We got this! 10 seconds to 30. They're thinking! We're coming in! Oh no, rook here. Oh, rook here is a move. Ah! Get checkmated. I just lost the queen. I'm sorry. I wasn't getting checkmated. We had the bishop. Bishop F1 would have saved us. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, and now we lost the knight. Oh, goodness. But they didn't take it, so we have this move. And now he takes it. Hate to see it. Oh, he didn't take it? Ah, he didn't take it. Oh. All right, we tried. I was too slow. Too little, too late. See what we did wrong there. It didn't seem that terrible. Alright, so we did our little d4 action. They traded for the knight. It just doesn't even make sense to me. I've seen this multiple times. Someone is teaching people that this is how you play chess. Is you develop your bishop to an undefended square with the intention of undeveloping your bishop. And you've used 2 moves with the same piece. Also, the opening I'm playing, a lot of times the rook wants to be on b1 and attack on the b or the c file. So you're helping me out. It's plus 0.57. I mean, I'm not going to exploit a, plus 1% advantage, but that's going to make it harder for you to play the game. These little advantages stack up. That's the whole point. You're adding up these little advantages. All right, so, and eventually a bunch of little things come to a big thing, or the opponent makes a mistake because they didn't understand they were trying to stop you from getting any advantages, and they blundered. AKA the insect biscuit special.
Interesting.
Alright, so this is all fine. This is a dead draw. And then we blundered the queen! I was just like, I'll just come here. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, come here was fine. I was like, oh, I'm going to get checkmated. No, just come here and run. Come here and, do something. But, it was going to be a tight game. An opponent was thinking, so we could have had a chance. We tried to speed through at the end, but too little too late. That's interesting. I was expecting this as well. I was expecting takes. But yeah, we blundered. Opponent took advantage. Don Papa 84 was a big Papa today. Gotta give them respect. Gotta give them respect. I appreciate everyone for coming out. You guys are perfect just the way you are. Have a lovely evening and enjoy your night.